Hi friends, I'm Elinor, and today I want to share one of the most unforgettable journeys of my life, my very first solo trip abroad. This trip changed the way I saw the world and the way I saw myself. I remember waking up that morning with a mix of excitement and nerves, my bags packed carefully, my passport tucked safely in my purse, and my journal ready for every thought I might want to capture. Stepping out of my house, I took a deep breath and whispered to myself, "This is it. A new adventure begins today." At the airport, travelers bustled around, families hugged, friends laughed, people in every direction, and I felt a little out of place, a little small, but also incredibly alive. That's when I realized, travel isn't just about going somewhere new. It's about discovering how big and vibrant life truly is. Stepping into my first city, I was hit by a flood of senses, the smell of fresh bread from nearby bakeries, the sounds of street musicians, the laughter of people I didn't know. I wandered through streets without a map, letting curiosity guide me, discovering tiny cafes tucked into corners, little shops with treasures waiting to be found, and gardens that seemed frozen in time. At one small cafe, I ordered my first local coffee. It was strong, rich, and unlike anything I'd tasted before. I sat by the window watching life unfold, and for the first time, I felt the freedom of exploring alone. Being by yourself isn't lonely, it's liberating. The next day, I tried to navigate the city's train system, and of course I got off at the wrong stop, ending up in a neighborhood I didn't recognize. My heart raced. I looked at my map, tried to ask for directions, and felt a rush of panic. But then I took a deep breath and reminded myself, mistakes are just part of the adventure. A local noticed my confusion, smiled, and pointed me in the right direction. That small act of kindness made me realize something profound. No matter where you go, the world is full of people willing to help if you ask, and even when you get lost, you might just discover something beautiful along the way. One afternoon, I wandered into a small bookstore tucked away on a quiet street. The smell of old books and the warm, cozy silence felt like a hug. I spent hours there, flipping through pages, reading poems and stories from a time long ago. And I bought a little notebook to start journaling every experience, every thought, every emotion from this trip. As I walked back to my hotel, I noticed an alley I hadn't seen before. I followed it and discovered a tiny courtyard filled with flowers and a fountain. I sat there, closed my eyes, and let the world wash over me. It was a quiet moment, but it felt like a treasure. A reminder that sometimes the best experiences are found when you're not looking for them. Traveling alone taught me courage in small ways every day. I tried foods I had never imagined, a spicy dish that made me laugh, a sweet dessert that made me close my eyes in delight, a drink that warmed me on a chilly evening. I climbed hills and bridges, walked for miles through cobbled streets, and even tried a small cooking class where I learned to make a local dish from scratch. At first, I was nervous, but by the end, I laughed at my mistakes and proudly tasted what I had made. I realized that trying, even if you fail, is part of the adventure. One of my favorite lessons came from meeting people along the way. I met a street musician who invited me to play a simple tune on his guitar. I laughed at myself, but together we created a little moment of music that drew a small crowd. I met travelers from other countries, sharing stories, tips, and laughs. I met locals who welcomed me with warmth and curiosity. These connections reminded me that the world isn't as big and distant as it sometimes feels. Kindness and curiosity can bridge any distance. Not every day was bustling with energy. I found quiet mornings in parks, journaling as the sun rose. I wandered along rivers, listened to birds singing, and watched the world wake up around me. Those moments were powerful. They reminded me to slow down, appreciate life, and notice the small wonders that often go unseen. I reflected on my life, my choices, and the dreams I had put aside for so long. Traveling alone gave me time to connect with myself, to ask questions, and to discover that I was capable of more than I ever imagined. Of course, not everything was easy. I got rained on in the middle of a long walk, my shoes soaked, my map drenched. I took a wrong turn in a foreign city and had to retrace my steps. At first, I was frustrated, but I soon realized that challenges are what make memories unforgettable. The rain made the city look magical. The wrong turn led me to a street of tiny cafes I would have never found. Every obstacle became part of the story. I also experienced the beauty of nature in ways that left me speechless. I watched sunsets from hills, sunrises over rivers, and starlit skies that made me feel small, yet part of something much bigger. I hiked trails where the air was crisp, clear, and full of life. I felt connected to the earth, to the present, and to a sense of wonder I hadn't felt in years. When I returned home, I didn't just bring souvenirs, I brought a new perspective, confidence, and memories that would last a lifetime. Traveling alone taught me courage, patience, curiosity, and joy. It reminded me to notice life, embrace experiences, and approach the world with an open heart. Every city I visited, every person I met, every moment I lived taught me something about myself and the world. And the best part, this was just the beginning. There are so many more places to see, experiences to have, and lessons to learn. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from my story today, it's this: never be afraid to explore, try new things, and trust yourself. Life is full of incredible experiences waiting for you. Curiosity, courage, and an open heart can take you farther than you ever imagined. And this is just the first adventure. In the next videos, I'll take you along on 99 more journeys, from secret corners of cities, to breathtaking landscapes, to small, meaningful moments that make travel unforgettable. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's start exploring together. The world is full of stories, and I can't wait to share mine with you.